10 Seattle area musicians are each getting an $8,000 grant to use however they want. Those artists are Brittany Davis, Cumulus, Dean Johnson, Deep Sea Diver, King Youngblood, Fonda, Shaina Shepherd, Small Paul, Thunderpussy, and Wild Powwers. The money is coming from Sonic Guild Seattle, an organization that used to go by the name Black Fret, and I'm joined by Ben London, Executive Director of Sonic Guild Seattle. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Emily. How are you today?
So Sonic Guild formed after the organization Black Fret started in Austin, Texas, and the model is people become members. They pay annual dues to be a part of this, and in exchange, they get access to exclusive music events, shows, performances, and the annual dues pay for these grants that are given out each year. And now this Seattle chapter started in 2019, correct?
We did the initial groundwork in 2019, and we had our official launch on the auspicious date of February 29th, 2020.
I was going to say, how has it been getting this organization through the pandemic if it officially really started right before the pandemic?
It's been a labor of love. Let's just put it like that. No, I mean, I think it's a real testament to the love of music in our community that people rallied around us and helped us get off the ground, even though we were facing the pandemic. And I think part of that reason was they became aware in a way of the challenges musicians face on a daily basis, but that were only exacerbated by the pandemic itself when they had to completely stop performing live and doing the things that musicians do to try and piece a living together.
So tell us about these performances that these Sonic Guild Seattle members are getting. Like, what have they been looking like so far?
Sure. So we do about one a month. They're in non-traditional venues, regular venues. It kind of all depends. And so what we try to do is we highlight sort of a curated group of emerging talent from our region, and in the sense, trying to give our members that love music, but maybe have gotten a little disconnected from what's going on at the emerging level in the scene, or are very connected but just want to support what we're doing. And we have our artists perform, and it's a way that for those people, particularly if you're very busy with raising a family or work or things like that, it's more like a appointment viewing, and that like a station like KEXP or other things like that, we're doing some of the curation for you, so you're not going through The Stranger or other online places looking at a bunch of artists and not knowing who they are and trying to gauge, is it worth us getting a babysitter to go see this show if we have no idea who these people are?
Yeah. So this is the third year that you've given grants out. What have artists and bands said so far about how they've used this grant money?
Well, it's been a variety of things, Emily. I mean, first off, during the pandemic, we hope that these grants will use to further people's music careers, but that during the pandemic, part of that was just paying their rent or their utilities or things like that. As we've emerged, we've had artists that have used these to help make records. They've made music videos. They've hired professional services. They've pressed vinyl. It's a whole variety of things. And these grants that we give are unrestricted. We think that the artists know best on how to use them. Now, we do have the ability to offer mentoring or advice, if they'd like it, on how we think, or people in our orbit that could advise them on that. But what drew me to Sonic Guild in the first place was this thought about what musicians needed more than education and different things like that was they needed money, and money that has no strings attached. We're not asking for a percentage of their future revenue, like a record deal or something like that. And it's an incubator concept. We help lift them up, and then they keep growing. And as a region, we love our heroes. We love our Brandi Carlisles and our Macklemores and our Pearl Jams and all those people, but they have to start somewhere. And so it's an investment in our future as a region and the music that comes out of our city.
So how are the artists chosen each year?
So it's a year-long process. We do our shows throughout the year highlighting different artists, and then Toward the end of the year, our members, along with a music industry advisory group and all of our former grant recipients, they nominate artists for consideration. So they're basically saying, I think these artists are amazing, they should be considered for a grant. And so this year we had about 136 artists that were put forward. And then those 3 constituencies all vote, and then that determines who the final 10 grant recipients were.
Another question I have is why change the name from Black Fret to Sonic Guild Seattle?
So the organization started in 2013 in Austin, and I think they were very focused on Austin to begin with. And then as they talked about expanding nationally, Seattle was the second market for that, and working with them. As we've expanded to Colorado, and we're working on our 4th market right now, we decided that we needed a name that better expressed what we do. And that Black Fret, they liked the sort of mysterious name when they were first getting going, like it was a velvet rope secret handshake sort of behind the curtain kind of club where you experience music. But we really realized that our mission, is really about building community that supports the creation and performance of new music. And we wanted a name that better expressed that.
Awesome. And so is this just Seattle's chapter is called Sonic Guild, or is like Austin's chapter also renamed to Sonic Guild?
The entire organization has been rebranded to Sonic Guild. And so we are currently in Austin, Texas, in Seattle, we're in Colorado, and we have a pilot program we're doing in Bentonville, Arkansas right now as well.
Oh, that's amazing. How has the overall organization been doing? Because it's been around, longer than Seattle's chapter.
Well, it's great. I mean, Austin is our most robust chapter. I mean, they have close to 800 members. They give out $250,000 a year in grants. Organizationally, between all of our chapters this year, we distributed $412,000 in grants between Colorado, Austin, and Seattle. And to date, we've passed the milestone since 2013. We've distributed now over $3.5 million directly to musicians.
That's amazing. I've been speaking with the executive director of Sonic Guild Seattle, Ben London. Ben, thank you so much for all you do for the music community. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Emily. Ditto. I love your program, and it's important to give voice to those that are trying to support music in a variety of different ways. So thank you for that.
This is Sound and Vision.